Let's bring in Dr. Vernon Gross, a former NTSB member who headed GO teams into major incidents and knows a lot about this. Mr. Gross, thank you for being on The Real Story. Let's start first going back to the engineer. He lawyered up right away. They haven't interviewed him yet. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think we're dealing with an old mode of transportation. I've worked on the risk of all the modes, starting with space, aviation, rail, highway, and maritime. And I have a theory that the older the mode, the more archaic they are about risk. And so rail has been around a long time, and they are not systematic about how they manage risk. So what we're having right now is a plethora, a bombastic release of ideas and solutions, and they haven't yet identified the risk.
Okay, so yesterday, Dr. Gross, yesterday on this program, we thought that the positive train system that would have slowed this train down automatically, we thought that that had been included in this part of the track, but turns out that it's not there yet. That would have shut down this train. Also, there's something known as a dead man switch that should have potentially shut this train down. What is that?
It would have, and the thing is that they haven't yet ranked their risks. They don't know the #1 risk in that corridor yet. And until they do that, they haven't got enough money or time to fix everything in the world, but they have to first identify the risk, then they have to evaluate the ones they've identified, they have to then rank the ones that they've evaluated, and finally they control the ones that are severe enough because they haven't got enough resources to fix all the risks that you could know.
Okay, so apparently by the end of this year, they have to include this positive train system over 1,200 more miles of track. It's mind-boggling. I want to go back, though, to the engineer. He lawyered up right away. He says he doesn't remember anything that happened. What does that say to you?
Well, I'm sure it's a defensive mood. That's the least that we could say about it. And you know, he's got to comply with the law, so he's given blood tests and so on. But I think he's brought a lawyer in to protect him, and he may know things that he's never going to tell us, ever.
Well, that would be heartbreaking if we don't ever get to the bottom of this. Everyone watching hopes that we do. All right, Dr. Vernon Gross, thank you so much for your expertise.
You're welcome, Greg.